You may think I'm just some old hoarder hiding in my basement with endless mountains of electronic I pick up everywhere I can, with a complaining old ball and chain telling me to get rid of it all. And while you may not be far off, because I'm now officially a half-century old, my office is in the basement. I am running out of space to put the equipment, and I recently hit an all-time low when I picked up stuff from the city's municipal garbage dump. I do fix and restore most of the stuff I acquire, and Mrs. RG isn't that old, and actually quite pretty, but she does complain and throw fits with all the stuff she navigates through to get to the laundry room. Electronic waste, or e-waste as they call it, seems to be a rapidly growing problem. And while I'm not here to specifically talk about this, and God knows I've banished my fair share of equipment to the wastelands when I was younger, my problem is when I see stuff being thrown out regularly that could be used by someone else who just couldn't afford to buy themselves the equipment and would gladly take it or pay a couple of bucks to acquire the used item. And I especially hate seeing things being thrown out that, in my opinion, belong in a museum.
That belongs in a museum. So do you.
In my 30 plus years of working in IT and electronics, I've seen my fair share of expensive audio equipment and computers literally being thrown out in large locked garbage bins, making sure no one takes the garbage. Of course, some of it mysteriously makes its way out of the bin and into people's cars, but that's another story. It's also why I spend so much time at the thrift store and collect so many items. In the third episode I ever made on this channel, I purchased a perfectly good CD player for only $6 and fixed it for about $10 Canadian, so as you know, that's like $2 US, as I always say. I then returned it as a donation to the store, who probably sold it again for less than $10, and I'm sure someone somewhere is enjoying the player very much and can't believe they paid less than $10 for it. I've seen hundreds of computers being thrown out while schools and education centers had none because of budget constraints. Companies that throw out medical equipment every year that still works perfectly well, but is thrown out in order to get the latest and greatest, while some hospitals in other countries can't afford any of these. What I ended up taking from the dump was a practically new, albeit 10-year-old model of a network storage device. Recently, I had been looking for one, and even without storage, these things were in the neighborhood of $300 and more. I ordered a $20 cable to add a video signal, took it apart and cleaned it up, because I have nothing better to do between shows, and purchased a $10 USB mini memory stick to install a new operating system, and voila, I just saved myself $250, which is important because I don't make any money on YouTube even though I work so hard and stay up late at night and But I digress. My point is that the old saying has never been truer: one man's garbage is another man's treasure. And while I understand that some of you like the latest and greatest, and have even accused me in the comments of wasting my time with this old stuff, I think it's important to understand that besides the nostalgia or sometimes emotional attachment, some of these items are of historical significance, while others could truly serve someone still today. I'm not telling you to keep it all and risk your marriage, but before you throw it all away, at the very least, bring it to a donation store, sell it at a garage sale for $1 or $2, or put it at the curb with a "Take Me" sign attached to it. No, not that one. And if saving money, helping someone out, or carefully preserving nostalgic items isn't your thing, and none of this is an incentive to keep your old tech around, you could always sell it and make a few bucks while inadvertently making someone very happy and get yourself the latest and greatest tracking device. I mean smartphone. There's also the fact that in case of any emergency like power grids going down or cell towers no longer functioning, you could use your latest and greatest gadget as a paperweight and relinquish to the fact that you would have been happier to own a bunch of old walkie-talkies from Radio Shack like I do to communicate with your spouse or friend gone on a scavenger hunt during the zombie apocalypse. Well, that's my old tech rant for today. Thanks for watching.